Good morning, everybody. Talking to you live from Kosciusko, Mississippi. We're back on the Natchez Parkway today. As you can see, Tupelo is 103 and Jackson to the right is 69. We're going to bring you along so you can enjoy the scenic Parkway with us. Today is road trip day 18, and we're at mile marker 160 in the Natchez Parkway, and we just got our map. They had a little visitor center here that you could grab maps, so we grabbed one. So now we know what's along the route. Whereas yesterday we kind of based it off a stationary map we found at one of the exhibits, which actually got us through the day, so that worked out. But if we were to continue to use that, we would not know what's along the exhibits. They call it the Kosciusko Welcome Center. So the next thing on the trace is Hurricane Creek. Looks like there's an exhibit on the left. And then we have Coal Creek, which also has an exhibit. And then picnicking at Bethel Mission. French Camp, it doesn't say what that is. So the exhibit looks like it might be at around mile marker 164. Looking at the map. It's another beautiful sunny day. Currently 78 degrees, 11:39 Central Time. Oh, there's a little water going under the road there. Here's the entrance we took earlier to go get gas.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun because it was partially paved and partially stones.
Back way into Kosciusko.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was two exits. After we stopped streaming yesterday, it went pretty smoothly. Got to the motel and had to deal with some stuff there, and then moved in and had some leftovers from last night for dinner.
Smoothly, you say?
Well, as smoothly as it could go.
There was that deer incident.
Yeah. There's no evidence of it though, which is weird. A little deer decided to jump out in front of my dad after we had switched in the dark. It decided to climb up one of these steep banks that you can see sometimes, and just all of a sudden I'm like, deer! And I think we might have just rubbed it? I don't know. We heard stuff, but we didn't see anything, so I don't know. The car seems to be driving okay. We don't see any obvious issues. We didn't see any leaks at the motel, so...
I think it was a glancing blow.
It helped it was a baby. It was a baby one and not a big one, so.
I think it ran off and the car seems to be unscathed. Didn't notice any new scratches or dents.
No fur or anything, no blood, nothing like that. So, but the downside with the Parkway is you can see deer any time of day because they live here. I know some people got mad at me yesterday. I was going 45 in some of the stretches, or even 40 in the really, really bombed out sections around Jackson. But the road is bad. It had those lumps in it, as I called it, because it would be like sometimes on the left tire, sometimes on the right tire. It wasn't like consistent across the road. It was weird.
I think it's because locals around Jackson use the Parkway as one of their roads. So there's a lot more traffic.
Yeah, that's my guess.
On these more rural sections of the Parkway, the road's in better condition.
Yeah.
Be detouring around some road construction in Tupelo, and Tupelo's the same situation. The locals use the Parkway, and so That's probably an example of a section of road that just got to be so bad that
They have to fix it.
yeah, they'll probably do the same thing.
Yeah, they say they like to do it in sections so they don't have too much of it closed at a time, which makes sense, you know.
So when we do get to Tupelo, we'll have a detour.
Did you want to stop at French Camp or Hurricane Creek, which would be first?
Whatever you like. Is that coming up?
I think Hurricane Creek is the first. Shows as an exhibit. Sometimes they'll say nature, as I learned the hard way yesterday.
So you're right on it.
Which is like, yeah, this is probably it based on the mileage marker. It should be on the. And the next thing I was thinking we stop at would be near mile marker 180. It's called French Camp because apparently the old trace is right there. So I'm wondering if you can see it. Looks like it's right up here somewhere. I've noticed it's hard to see where the entrances are with the shade of the trees.
Hurricane Creek.
Plants need water much as men need money. Some are satisfied with little, some cannot flourish unless they have a lot. The majority can live contently with medium amounts. From here, if a trail descends to the
Contentedly, I guess is what it is. I'm sorry.
Oh. From here, a trail descends to the vegetation that thrives in the wet bottomland along Hurricane Creek. The path winds upward among plants growing in soil of medium dampness up to the top of dry hill before returning here. The differences in vegetation are largely to the varying water and content of the soil. Oh, cool. I'll just grab a picture quick. Just out your window is fine. That's cool.
So it's a little hiking trail you can take.
It's like that one's all woody, so neat.
Did you want to hike it?
Nah. Not really. I don't see anybody in the right.
I did check our mileage to home. I think it's still over 1,000. Today it was 1320. I don't remember what the number was today. I think it's under 1,100.
Yeah, today we get to go through part of Alabama, and then we're going to end up in Tennessee. We get to add 2 more states to our trip.
And 2 more states to your lifetime total.
Yeah, never been to Alabama. So the next one will be up by mile marker 180 that I want to stop at. It's called French Camp. The old trace is right next to the road, and I'm guessing it's an old camping area that they used to camp at. But before that, we'll pass Coal Creek and Bethel Mission. Those will be around 175. What's nice about the official trail map is they do show you 5-mile increments on here.
wants to tail?
Apparently. And they got a car coming the other way now.
Well, I'm going to make that a miserable experience.
Counting up the number of states because it's starting to get to be so many I can't remember.
I think we're on number.
I think it's more than that, but let's see. PA is 1, 2 is West Virginia, 3 is Ohio, 7 is Arkansas is 7, Oklahoma's 8, Texas is 9.
Not at all. What was the 14th?
Tennessee.
But then there'll be more states on the way home too.
Yeah. It's the red car crew, Dad.
Yeah.
It's the red train. Choo choo. We have the 2 red cars that got on while we passed them while they were.
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to go. But I guess he's touring. So he's not so bad.
Nah, he's better than that last person. The colors are looking nice though. Really reminds me of the Blue Ridge Parkway without all the scary hills and mountains. Though, like the lady said yesterday, you don't have all those vistas either, which you get with the hills.
True.
So
It's different. It's
a different.
It's a nice experience in its own way. I mean, to me, this is really beautiful driving.
Oh, okay, the guy behind the first red car is passing both of us.
He's using it as the Tupelo Thruway. Guess that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, that's how it was yesterday, kind of. Around the towns, it's busier around towns. So French Camp is right around mile marker 180, so we have about 10 miles to get there. That'll be nice.
Looks like Mr. Red Car was local traffic, but not staying on it.
Yeah, could be. This is beautiful. All the trees, shade.
Trace, there it goes.
Oh yeah. So it must be running
Just along the edge here. Just that little section there.
It shows it crossing a few times.
It looks like it goes into the left.
Yeah, yep. That's what it shows on the map, that it crossed over.
It wasn't marked over there, but it definitely went in there.
there's gas near French Camp. Interesting. So there must be a little town as well. So that sign, it looks like the hiker's reading a sign. Apparently that stands for self-guiding trail. I thought that stood for like information, plaque of some kind. But apparently it's a self-guiding trail.
Okay.
Yeah, when it looks like he's got a sign, it's got the dot arrow going up and over it. And it was lit up by the moon. It looked really, really cool. It was too dark for any photos, but it was planning this trip to see what it would look like. And that's really pretty. It was kind of neat getting the moon.
Well, I guess we
Did have a deadline for check-in, so I didn't want to miss that. See detailed map. There's detailed maps. Oh, there are. Interesting.
going through another wooded section. Sometimes there's fields, sometimes there's woods. It's been fairly woody. That's why we were seeing a lot of deer last night.
Yeah. So French Camp is Lois Lafleur's stand, which is basically their version of what they call a place to stay, which opened in 1812. So that's mile marker 180.7. So the Coal Creek has a trail that goes through the Water, Tupelo, and Bald Cypress Swamp. That's at 175.6. Should be coming up shortly. I wonder if we should step in the Jeff Busby area, because that apparently is one of the highest points in the entire state of Mississippi. They have a detailed map on that.
So we're stopping here.
We're stopping at 180.7. French Camp.
Is it coming up now?
No, you got a little bit to go.
Oh.
Up here is the Coal Creek where you can hike into the swamp. I didn't really bring the best shoes for walking in the swamp. We're not going to stop at this one either. This is Bethel Mission, which is just a picnic area. It's raining.
178 on the Natchez Trace Parkway. Northbound through central Mississippi.
Mississippi is a tall state. I never realized how big it was until I opened up the state map. I'm like, wow. You could have crossed east to west pretty quickly, but north to south, that's a lot longer.
And we're kind of going diagonally north and east, so it's even longer.
State Route 413. We're going to pull in, check out the sign, and then head up to Jeff Busby area, which actually has a 20-minute hike that we could do to one of the highest points in the entire state. Which I think that might be kind of fun to do, if it's not entirely in the sun. All fenced in. This is where they used to stay. Ready to pull out your tent, Dad?
Oh yeah. Be nicer than anything they had then.
Yeah, I know, right? It says Louis LaFleur first traded with the Choctaw Indians at a bluff now part of Jackson, Mississippi. About 1812, he established his stand 900 feet to the northeast on the Natchez Trace. Because of the storekeeper's nationality, the area was often called French Camp, a name retained by the present village. LaFleur married a Choctaw woman. Their famous son, who changed his name to Greenwood LaFleur, became a Choctaw chief and a Mississippi state senator. For him are named the city of Greenwood and the county of LaFleur. Oh, interesting. Grab a picture really quick. Is it too hard to back up to get the other one? I didn't realize there was a stone marker. It's neat. That's probably why they put the wooden one. It's kind of really hard to read it. This memorial Mason
marks.
No, this marks
a
stage
on the Natchez Trace.
The first highway opened through the lower south by the... I can't read that. Is that treaty? Something between the American government and the Choctaw Indians. The surrounding county became a part of the state of Mississippi. Here, Andrew Jackson's Tennessee and Kentucky's commands
rested on their way
to join him in the Coast Campaign in the War of 1812, during which, I can't read that one, something struggled for American...
It's the second struggle for American independence.
Okay, where Mississippi took a heroic part, which is underlined heroic. Presented to the town of French Camp by the Mississippi Daughters of the American Revolution, November 10th, 1915. Oh, wow. So that's why it's a little bit worn. It's over 100 years old.
Were you able to get a good photo?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, it is a bit weathered.
Yeah. Neat. Alright. Pretty cool. I can see why they camped here, though. There's a little stream running right there. And it's fairly flat. I like how they put the cool older fencing style along the road, like along the area, so that people don't walk on it. Because unfortunately, some people don't know how to stay off. And respect their history. So this is the little village of French Creek here. On our right. Oh, we got one lane road ahead. That looks like some old things from the original village.
Does the map show that the trace was nearby? That it was right along there?
Yeah, it's right next to it. Yeah. It's on our left now. Not quite sure where. It's probably in those trees. So we're going to go over a little more than 10 miles and stop on the right at Jeff Busby, B-U-S-B-Y. There's a trail that takes us up to the lookout. And the trace is really close there too, where we stop. It looks like it might be tree cutting. We gotta slow. Not quite sure what that is. Doesn't really look like a tree cutter. Does it?
I really don't know what's going on.
It's weird.
It's half off the road on this side.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a good look when you're driving through that.
Yeah, I totally get it. That tree looks dead. Tall one. Perfect place for some honeybees, though. They like dead wood. Because it means it's dry.
thing about it was that they weren't leaving till checkout time.
Yeah.
I suppose they could be traveling a great distance, and that's why they left so late.
Yeah, I just noticed it looked like they had tree cutter trucks. So that's why I thought maybe this was a tree cutting.
Yeah, maybe they're traveling to an area that had storm damage.
Yeah, it could be.
Because we've seen that. Remember that was up towards our area a while back. Remember the one parking lot was just full of trucks.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, yeah.
When we had the storms that did so much damage.
Yeah, it was like a whole parking lot full of them. We've never seen so many in one spot before.
Welcome back to the Parkway.
As you can see, it's another beautiful sunny day. We've been very lucky with that weather on our trip.
Does it ever rain? Or do we just keep missing it?
I don't know. It does seem pretty dry.
You were telling me the other day that Big Bend was getting rain.
Yeah, I was surprised. They were getting rain showers.
I guess getting rain means something different in Big Bend versus home. I would guess we're probably halfway through Mississippi now. Going the long way.
Something blinking up ahead.
Getting close to the 200-mile mark.
I think there's a person. Are they surveying? What would they be surveying for?
Mile marker 185.
You were mentioning the trip miles and stuff.
Was I?
I thought you were mentioning how far it was from home. Pennsylvania.
Feels a bit cooler, although the sun is.
There's water on my right. There's a stream.
And like Gwen noted earlier, in the leaves today.
This is going to be a fun one to pronounce. That's the Yakanukanani River. That's spelled as Y as in yogurt. Ockanookany. So that's what we're following. That's one of the rivers that feeds the reservoir.
Is the Pearl River on the map?
Yeah, it is.
Is that on the west side? Is there a river on the west side?
There is. There's the Big Black River.
Okay, that last night when it got dark, we were still driving about. It said about like the next 150 followed the uplands between those two rivers.
Okay, yeah.
To try to avoid the, hiking through swamps and such.
Yeah, I can see that on the map.
Followed the the uplands between those two. Probably up to Tupelo.
It looks like the Yakanani one doesn't go all the way to Tupelo. It ends near Ackerman, which is near the Jeff Busby site.
Well, if we're going to be close to the highest point in Mississippi, so that's definitely uplands compared to the rivers.
Yeah.
So that might be where we get into different drainages on the other side of that highest elevation. The rivers flow the other direction.
John says I should say the name 10 times fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to come out very good. He also says that we're sailing along. The traffic is nil. Yeah, the traffic is much better today. It was a little bit busy around where we got on in Kosciusko because there was some local traffic, but now that's kind of tapered off because we're away from towns. So it's nice again.
So since we passed an encampment of Andrew Jackson, he fought in the War of 1812. I wonder if the military used the trace for a good section of their march.
I wouldn't be surprised. I had read on one of them that they said it was militarily, like, not just important historically, culturally, and distance and all that, but they said militarily is important as well. So I forget which site that was. It was on one of the signs that we read.
We were reading a marker that was erected maybe 100 years ago by I guess it was the Daughters of the American Revolution.
Yeah.
Second War of Independence, which was the War of 1812, commemorating a location along the trace where Jackson and his men had camped out.
It was also a spot that was
today.
Yeah. When we crossed the road there for the little village there, a French camp, I don't know if you saw, there was some what they were, if they were canyons or what, but they looked very old. And there was like what looked like it might have been some kind of mill or a place that you could work on stuff. It was a little building that was mostly open, but looked like it had some kind of working space. John says, we had frost here this morning, but it's pleasant now. Well, then odds are we had frost too. Over to the smaller map because they have a blown up smaller map for it.
Is this where the highest point in Mississippi is located?
Yeah. You can drive all the way up or you can hike it. Short drive or 20-minute walk to one of Mississippi's highest points, 603 feet.
Oh, okay, one of them.
Yeah. picnic area, campground, and restrooms.
Crossing Route 415.
Well, it's actually closed. Only local traffic can use it. John's asking where we're going to stay tonight. Manchester, Tennessee. So we're going to say goodbye to Mississippi today, traverse part of Alabama, and then end up in Manchester, Tennessee. So we get to add 2 more states to our total today. Currently on state number 12. And then Alabama will be number 13, and Tennessee will be 14 for the trip.
Drive.
I say we walk it if it's not too sunny. It looks like it might be in the shade. So what you do up here is you go make a slight right past the RV, and then we're going to make a slight left to get into the parking area for the Little Mountain Trail. So here's like the map of the layout. John says, duty calls, I'll check in later. Sounds good, John. Yeah, so that trail is the dotted line there. So we go straight into the left. See?
So where do we go?
So go straight, and then the leaf-covered road where it says campground to the left.
Yeah.
That's where we go.
We go to the campground.
Yeah, because that's where the parking is to get to the trail. It's just one way, so you have to take it. And then just stay to your right. They claim there are restrooms up ahead, and that's kind of near where the trailhead is.
Seems a weird place to have it.
Yeah, don't know why they did it that way. So the trail's on our left, but the restrooms are right near the start of it.
And you said it's a parking area?
Supposedly.
Doesn't look that way.
Yeah, it doesn't look that way either.
Just camping areas.
Huh.
Restrooms for the campers. I think the parking area was what we drove through first.
Maybe you're right. Well, maybe we can go to the top and hike our way down. didn't see any sign for the trail either, which is weird. So this is where we turn left?
Why did we turn left?
Because it goes up the hill. I don't know for sure.
Where are we going then?
They call it Little Mountain Summit Road.
Oh, okay.
So I'm guessing this goes up to the overlook.
Makes sense.
Because it's going up. There's a branch looking ready to fall down.
A lot of leaves are coming down.
Yeah, they don't actually show the parking on the map as to where to park. So I guess you're right that the first part was the parking. But yeah, the leaves are definitely coming down.
Looks like quite a hike.
Yeah, they claim it's only 20 minutes. I wonder if it's 20 minutes each way. Doesn't say. It shows that there's a loop when you get to the top.
There's a little parking area here.
Yeah, I don't know where the trail is though. That's probably this little spot there. I think that would be a 20-minute hard hike. It's all up. Well, I guess we can do what they did. Get up here and get out, take some photos.
They're just hanging out. Guess we're going to be in the sun no matter where we park.
Yeah.
And it's sunny on the other side too.
Just the way it goes.
See pretty far.
Yeah, it's neat.
Just a little bit blocked by the view of the tree in the foreground here. Guess I should have moved over one spot.
It's fine.
From where I'm sitting, I can see a ridge much further out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty good view from Mississippi, where we weren't seeing much at all in the woods.
Alright, gonna get out, take some photos, and then be back. You think it's okay to leave it running? Or should I shut it off?
Shut what off?
The stream.
Only if you want to stop the car. I need to keep the car running.
Alright, I guess we'll come back then. It's gonna get too hot.
Yeah, it's gonna boil.
Alright, so we'll be back in a little bit, guys.